Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please forgive me if I do not sound the same. I have a bit of a cold and a bit of a chest infection, but the show must go on, as they do say. Let's continue with Bryar Rose. The moment my eyes close, I begin to dream. White lights flash all around me. On reflex, I hop to my feet. The basement at West Lake Prep vanishes in the brightness. Blinking hard, I try to adjust my vision. A few heartbeats later, I find myself back in that snug subterranean room with a child's bed and walls dotted with child's drawings on sheets of construction paper. Last time I saw this room, I was too overwhelmed to realise where I might be, but the fact that I met the child version of myself here, this could be the one and only place. It's the room where I slept as a kid. Looking down, I find myself now wearing the same long grey robes that I did the last time I had this dream. The hood hangs loose down my back. Around me, the walls heave in and out in a steady rhythm. Just like last time, my dream makes the room seem alive. So strange. My eye catches on the sandbox in the corner. I step over for a closer look. Inside the box, there stands model-sized versions of the pyramids, as well as a variety of small wooden figures painted silver, gold, and red. Only, something is different. The three main pyramids are no longer in line, as I've seen in pictures. Instead, they've been arranged into a triad. I could draw a perfect triangle in the sand, and the three large pyramids would mark the corners of that figure. At the centre point of this triangle, someone has placed what looks like a multicoloured rock. Again, the shades of the stone are red, crimson, and silver. My gaze stays riveted on it. In my research, I've seen pictures of stone formations like this one, cones of rock that all spout water or steam on a regular schedule. The fly geyser in Nevada, the geysers del Tateo in Chile, the castle geyser at Yellowstone. I'd always suspected that the Fountain of Magic was a geyser. After all, it goes off once every 5,000 years. Plus, the colonel confirmed that the pyramids were built to harness the fountain's power. And here, in my childhood room, there's a sandbox with three pyramids positioned around a cone-shaped geyser. All of a sudden, my fascination with ancient Egypt takes on a new meaning. Were my parents keeping me hidden for some reason and feeding me information about the pyramids? How was Colonel Mallory involved? And my child self seems to be convinced that Colonel Mallory is a pauper. But not every 6-year-old gets naming right, and my memory of that time has definitely been tampered with anyway. Excitement speeds through my bloodstream. Maybe I have parents. Okay, my parents seem to have let me sleep underground for some reason, but that's something I can worry about later. Right now, I'm in my childhood room, and it's time to explore. My legs turn rubbery beneath me as I kneel beside the sandbox and pick up the rough wooden model of the geyser. The walls of the chamber heave at a faster rate as I turn the small object over in my hands. It's a rough cone in shape with a large hole down the centre. The fountain of all magic. It has to be. White mist rolls across the floor, obscuring the sand beneath me. I rise to stand. As before, the echoes of a little girl's laughter echo the air. Come find me. It's a child version of me again. I'm looking for you, I call. More images appear in the mist, the same as before. There's a tall figure in golden Roman armour, his helm covering his face. It disappears, only to be replaced by a massive black dragon that can only be Colonel Mallory. The girl's voice sounds in my head once more. Is that you, Papa? Looking down at my hand, I find I still hold the tiny model in my fist. Up close, it looks like the top of a natural geyser. Rivulets of dried colour stream along the body of the conical stone. The colours remind me of the remains of minerals that are left behind at a natural geyser. Only here, The red, silver, and gold don't represent minerals. These are the remnants of magic. I can picture it so clearly. The fountain of magic in its natural form, spouting great plumes of red, silver, and gold mist into the air, replenishing the world of power. Around me, the walls breathe more quickly. Another memory pushes to the forefront. Somehow, I know this is the most important one of all. I close my eyes, trying to pull the realization out of the darkness. This is something about the fountain. I remember the pyramids and how the fountain was set in the center of them. My pulse speeds at double time. This is the secret of how to recharge the world in magic. It's why the Luxalta wardens built the pyramids in the first place. Something critical. It's so close. Suddenly, the room becomes bathed in blinding light once more, derailing all my thoughts. An arctic chill cuts through my body. With every exhale, my breath freezes with white plumes. That oddly familiar electric charge fills the air. Foreign magic. The brightness turns so intense my eyes water. After that, it disappears. 3 figures now stand in the mist before me. 2 are the grey forms of Slythe and Teeth, the Shadowvin. And this time they are joined by a white figure with a glowing body. A man with glowing skin and all black eyes. I am the void, he says. His voice is a deep rumble. I seek the fountain. Give me the fountain. His wispy arms reach for me. I freak the hell out. Every bone in my body seems to melt with gooey panic. My hands tremble uncontrollably. This isn't some snarky shadow minion trying to trick me into agreeing to give them the Codex Mechanica. This is a big bad who wants to hurt me somehow. No questions about it. The Shadowvin walk closer. Will you give us the Codex Mechanica? Asked Slythe. We know you found out about it at school. The name alone will be enough for you to find the device. Bring it to us. A memory appears. The words of the papyrus just translated. After the work of the Luxalta wardens, we reassembled the sacred site on new land. The fountain is hidden, but never to the sacred device, the Codex Mechanica. I know why you want the Codex Mechanica, I say. You can use it to find the fountain of magic. And based on the way you've been pulling in my powers, I don't think you want the fountain because you like to share it with others. The fountain of magic is ours, says Teeth. Its power is ours as well, as Slythe. We need it to leave these forms. It's only just... My thoughts spin through the news. So, you want to no longer be Shadowvin? I know powerful warlocks and fae. They can help you change into whatever you want to be. You don't need to go after the fountain of magic alone. The boy's body flares more brightly with white light. The fountain. His voice is deep and rumbly, that I feel it reverberate through my chest. Take me to the fountain of magic. This is beyond you, little Trullorum, says Slythe. You've been chosen to find the Codex Mechanica. Get it. Bring it to us. You're only returning what is ours in the first place. My answer hasn't changed. I say, no. Such a shame, says Teeth. Perhaps we're being too kind. It may help her clarity to remind her what we do. When you awaken, says Slythe, you'll remember our visits. But no one else will. It's the curse of the void. Few keep any memory of him. But you will recall everything now, especially the pain. Perhaps, with time and thought, you'll come to see reason. Both Shadowvin raise their arms. Instantly tendrils of coloured smoke wind up from their hands and pour into my body. As the magic is drained from me, every nerve ending in my body feels on fire. Inside my soul, even my wolf writhes in pain. It hurts. She will make it stop. She whimpers and whimpers. I can't, I reply in my mind. I'm so sorry. Before me, the two Shadowvins speak in unison. We can do this to those you love as well, they say, and more. After that, the Shadowvin take the forms of Ella and Nox. Yes, they're still semi-transparent, but the point is made. My wolf's whimpering turns extremely desperate. Our mate, protect our mate. More coloured lines of mist float off every exposed inch of my skin. Even my face seeps out power. My eyes sting so hard. It's as if I'm rubbed my eyes in Tabasco. I force myself to speak through my gritted teeth. Leave them alone. Next, the false Nox turns to false Ella and roars. His upper torso expands, turning wolf-like, while his legs stay human. Nox's face elongates into a muzzle as he leaps toward the false Ella. Both sets of his claws are poised at her throat. In my mind, I know the Shadowvin are pretending to possess my friends and force them to kill each other in front of me. It's an illusion and a threat, but that doesn't change the fact that it's terrible to see your mate try to murder your best friend. A mixture of white-hot rage and terror stream through my whole body. I scream, "Stop! Now!" The pain intensifies as more wisps of light fly out from my body. I collapse onto my side, my body twitching with pain. The false Nox and false Ella turn to me, speaking together in voices that sound so real. My eyes line with tears. Will you give the Shadowvin the Codex Mechanica and save us? Ask the illusions of my friends. Vow it once, and that's all you have to do. Then you'll be under a compulsion to finish the deed, and we'll be safe. You love us, don't you? The pain turns so intense, all rational thought leaves my brain. All I know is that the agony is overwhelming, and saying something to this creature will end it all. I close my eyes tightly against the pain. Under the roar and magical wind, a voice reverberates. The agony is too intense to open my eyes, but I lock on that voice just the same. Bry! It's Nox, the real one. White light flashes past my closed eyes. Cold bites into me with more force than ever. My body feels like it's being turned inside out. Agony bursts through every inch of me. And then, it's gone. I open my eyes to find myself back in the rolling chair at school. I'm in the basement at the workstation, just as if I'd fallen asleep. Nox kneels before me, gripping my shoulders. Bry, wake up, please. I launch forward and wrap my arms around his neck. Nox, it was horrible. Shh. It's all right now. Nox scoots me off the chair and onto his lap. The feeling of being encased in his body and arms is just what I need. What happened? I shiver. Nightmares. Do you remember this time? I closed my eyes and tears rolled down my cheek. The visions were so powerful I hadn't even noticed I'd been crying while I was asleep. It's the void. He's evil and works against the fountain of magic. I translated some of the papyri today. It says something about needing this device, the Codex Mechanica, in order to find the fountain. The void wants me to find the device and give it to him. Nox kisses my temple. I'm going to kill this void guy. He's got these transparent ghost minions called the Shadowvin, so I'll kill them too. The berry scent of burnt charcoal fills the air. Rage. We need to talk to Azizi. He tried to tell me about the void last summer, but there's this curse about the void. You can't remember anything about him after you hear it. I take in a shaky breath. And there's one. Well, there's more. If I don't do what the void wants, he'll... I force out the words. He'll hurt you, Ella and Alec. I have to stop the void and the shadow vein before they get anywhere near you all. Nox hisses in a short breath. Another scent fills the air. Pain. Leaning back, I scan the familiar lines of Nox's face. His neck is twitching again. That's not a good sign. When I speak, I take care to make my tone gentle. It's getting worse, isn't it? I don't need to say what I mean by it. We both know I'm talking about the pain Nox has been feeling lately. And it's getting worse as autumn equinox approaches. Only 4 days to go until the equinox is here. We should go see Azizi right now, I say. Ask him what's going on. I think he'll know about what's hurting you as well as the void. The void. Nox rubs his eyes for a long moment. What were you talking about again? The void and the shadow vein. I saw them in my dreams. They want the Codex Mechanica or they'll hurt you, Alec and Ella. Nox rubs his forehead. What? My shadow sunk with disappointment. The Shadowman told me there was a curse. For a long time I couldn't remember anything about the void, even if it was said a minute ago. Now the same thing is happening to you. Nox shakes his head. I must be having a crazy day because I'm having brain drain. Can you go over that again? I debate explaining it once more, but that doesn't seem to be any good of the use of time. The curse will just wipe everything away as soon as I say it. Maybe we should go see Azizi now. Now that I have my memories back, I recall Azizi saying something about the void last summer. Nox's ice blue eyes narrow. Not sure that's a good idea anymore, as is worrying too much. My mate is a king of understatement. If he thinks someone's worrying too much, then it's probably a huge deal that needs more focus, not less. What is as worried about? Nox sighs. My pain is getting worse, even from this morning. I grip Nox's hand in mine. He's trembling. How bad is it? Azizi called me. My eyes widen. Azizi never uses his phone. What did he say? Az said the glyphs are coming back, so I checked mine. They're fading, Bry. All the oxygen seems to get sucked out of my lungs. As wardens, Azizi and Nox have glyphs from the Book of Ice on their back. As Nox grew empowered, the marks grew darker, Azizi's grew lighter. When the marks disappeared entirely, Azizi would die. Inside my soul, my wolf howls with fear. We can't lose our mate. We aren't losing anyone, I reply. I steel my shoulders. There's no way I'll be the weepy girlfriend when I ask this next question. How long do you have? I don't know. They're fading faster by the hour. My heart pounds so hard, I feel my pulse in my throat. Give me a time frame, please. Based on what I just saw. Days. I slide off Nox's lap. All the more reason for us to see Azizi together right away. Nox slowly rises. For the first time I get a good look at him. His skin is turning grey. Some of his muscle tone has faded. This isn't the same Nox I saw this morning. Good, says Nox. We'll see Az together. He looks so open and worried. I can't even stomach the idea of leaving him alone anyway. Agreed. Hand in hand, Nox and I step up the winding staircase, at least in the main reception area. Somewhere in the back of my head, I realise this is my first day at Westlake Prep and I'm already skipping school. But honestly, I can't find it in me to care. All I can think about is seeing Zizi. That old were has been a warden for hundreds of years. He must know something that can help, because Nox's glyphs are fading. He's dying. As bad as I thought things were, everything just turned out infinitively worse. And that's the next chapter of Bryar Rose. That is extremely sad and worrying, but I think Bryar Rose has got this. I think she'll save Nox. I really do. Thank you for listening to this episode and many blessings.